Hey guys, it's Missy Wolf, and we're here at Lewis Palooza with Lewis Brice. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Now, first I gotta say thank you so much. You guys are providing food out there for the VIP people. That's amazing.
We like to have a party. You know, you can't really party unless you have good food, right?
Right.
So we had Distillery helping us out. They're doing like a little food truck out there for us, and just having a good time with it.
That's great. Now, what inspired you to do this? Because this is your 8th year, right?
Year number 8. I call it LP8 the Ocho. But it started out. So 8 years ago, I was on tour, one of my first tours, with my good buddy Nick Norman, and I think I was home for 2 days of '72, and we were on tour all around everywhere, and so he wanted to play. He'd never played in Nashville, so he wanted to play in Nashville, and I'd been here for a couple of years. So I was like, I had some friends here at the Tin Roof on DeMarbrian, and I was like, hey, I'll put a show together, and so I couldn't think of any other better name than a party for Lewis Palooza, so I kind of went for that. And I had musicians on call in the first year for the beneficiary and charity group, and so it kind of kept going. And then I had a guitar player, Josh Tovar. He passed away one year, and so of brain cancer, and so it kind of kept with the same. I started a charity for him. We had it going for a couple of years. I probably started back up. It's called Tovar Fund, and then that kind of started a thing of like. I just want to help cancer patients, somehow with music. And so now Hope Song Foundation came in. My good buddy John Wesley Satterfield, Ed Clay, he bought a hospital down in Mexico, Chipsa Hospital. Wow. And they do alternate treatments for cancer. And so, but when they started Hope Song Group, they started a foundation to bring musicians from Nashville all over to come down for a week at a time to play for the patients. It's because you have musicians, you have patients from all over the world coming there, just trying to have for hope, and just having a good time. So, and they really like to keep the morale high, and music therapy is a big part of their program. So to do that, but on top of that, they also raise money to, further studies with some of the patients. Like say if a treatment's going well and the patient and themselves can't really afford to pay for the rest of the patient, rest of the operation or the treatment and stuff like that. So they raise money to give them a scholarship, and they pay they pay for the rest of the treatment to keep them rolling, to keep them going and stuff like that. So it's just a beautiful thing they do down there, and I'm proud to be a part of Lewis Palooza. For one, have issues about commitment, but I have 8 years going, so it's pretty good. We got many more years of this coming, and the Hope Song has been a great addition to it. So
I think that's great too. And music with people who are sick in the hospital. Oh my gosh, I just had a friend, an artist friend of mine, who passed away this last week, and my gosh, and it was cancer. And then I have another friend who's an artist in Texas who's fighting cancer, but he brought all of his studio equipment into the hospital, and it's helping him get through. And I mean, it's just so great, and it's so important being able to bring the artists to the patients. Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot of people realize when you have a life in the hospital and you can't go anywhere, it's very draining emotionally. So when you can bring the artist to the patient, that's huge, and it brings so much hope, and it like ignites that fire within them to just keep fighting, and not give up and not lose hope. So thank you for that.
It's my pleasure. I'm really glad I joined with Hope Song, because they kind of do the whole thing of music with care, help treating cancer and stuff like that. And so it's just I love it. I think Lewis Palooza finally found a home with a charity, and so it's just I think we got more and more big years to come. So.
Right now, so for the people who have never been to Lewis Palooza, like myself, this is my first time.
Oh boy!
I know, right? So what can you tell everybody who's never been to one? What can they expect?
A lot of fun. We have good sponsors, so therefore the spirits run very well around here. We have happy spirits. That's what we do. A lot of great music, and we have special guests that come around. You never know who's going to show up. A lot of times I have family members, wink, wink, hang out. And really close friends of mine come hang out. I don't really promote it a lot. I just kind of like to see if people show up. They get to see the promise of special guests coming out. So you never know who's going to show up tonight.
All right, so there's surprises around every corner. You just never know. You got to be here. You got to come next year. If you're not here already, you got to come next year, and you got to figure it out and see for yourself and enjoy all the fun. But so where can fans find you, though, and your music and everything you got going on?
Well, to go check out all my stuff, go to lewisbrice.com. And then all my Instagrams at Lewis Brice, Twitter at Lewis Brice, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. There's so many different ways. But yeah, it's at lewisbrice.com. We'll show you my schedule coming up. My merch store is on there, so I got some hats, some t-shirts, and just everything you need to know about me. It's right there if you type in lewisbrice.com.
All right, well, you guys heard him, so go to lewisbrice.com. Until next time, we'll see you soon.
See ya.